Welcome everyone to CXPA Presents, a CX Day sneak peek live streamed conversation. I'm Gabe Smith, CCXP, and I'm content manager for CXPA. We are so excited to be joining you today live to give you a sneak peek at our plans for CX Day, Tuesday, October 6th. So for those of you who don't know, CX Day is a global celebration for CX practitioners to celebrate their customers, to celebrate the work that their organizations are doing to create better customer experiences. And it's a day to learn, frankly, from the hard-fought victories of your peers. And it's also a day to connect with your fellow CX professionals. And it's a day to have fun. And who among us couldn't use a little more fun right about now? So today we're going to be giving you a preview of what CXPA has in store this year. So if you have any questions as we go along, please be sure to drop them into the comments so that we can address them during our show. So to get us started, I would like to welcome Greg Melia, CAE and CEO of the CXPA. So welcome, Greg.
Hi, everybody. Great to see you.
So, Greg, this is your second CX Day as CEO. So, as we come upon that milestone, hoping that you could share with the community some of your observations about what makes CX Day special.
Yeah, and it's really you, not you, Gabe, although you're a big part of it. It's the viewers and the community out there. CX Day is a time to celebrate you, the work that you've been doing, celebrate your customers, celebrate your peers at your organization that are coming together to make great customer experiences happen, not just on October 6th, but throughout the entire year. What's really, really, really cool about CX Day is it's sort of like your occupational birthday. It's a time for people to send you well wishes. It's time for you to explain things in a fun and upbeat way. When I watched CX Day unfold last year around the world, I saw people with cakes and with cupcakes and with champagne and with construction hats and with birthday hats and with T-shirts and with speakers that have written game-changing books in CX, as well as peer-to-peer sharing and stories. Just so many different things happening for really a solid 24 hours if you look at the celebration starting in Australia and ending in Hawaii, all the way throughout the day. Lots of cool things happening on social media, at companies around the world, and of course, online through CXPA.
Yeah, I love the idea of CX Day as your occupational birthday. I think that's a great way to put it. And who among us doesn't want to celebrate on a birthday? So I love that. I know we're excited about CX Day. Our viewers are excited about it too. So, how can professionals, CX professionals, get others in their organization or their senior leadership involved in the day's activities?
Yeah, so first and foremost, we're trying to make this easy for you and trying to make this fun. So one of the things that was a big hit last year that we brought back again this year is a video, What is Customer Experience? And you can find that video at whatiscx.com or download that video in the host resources of cxpa.org. It's 1 minute and 40 seconds to show people what customer experience means, how it's different than customer service, and how it's more than just a fact or a figure, but in fact, the role of CX professionals. So think about sharing that video, whether that's on social media or emailing it through to your colleagues, or if you're together in person, showing it. It's closed caption so that people will be able to see that as well. The second is go ahead and send people that link to cxday.org and invite them to join in one of the programs that we've organized throughout the day. Those are really great ways to bring things together. And then lastly, let people know that we're having social media and having a conversation there. You'll get all the details a little bit later in the live stream. But last year, our social media reach ended up touching, between traditional media and social media, an extraordinarily large, millions of people. And that's a great way to know that you're part of something larger, and you're making a difference in the world. But what am I talking about? What we're doing? Gabe, you're a content manager, our rock star content manager, and you've been working to put together some truly amazing pieces of content. Tell
Yeah.
us about it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. As we said, it's a global celebration. We plan to make this a really compelling, interactive, virtual conversation. We need you here with us. So this is going to play out in a few different ways. And the first is through 3 panel discussions on really topics that are critical to those that are in the CX profession today. So I want to just show you and talk this through a little bit what exactly we're talking about here. So we've convened 3 community conversations to get us started on CX Day. So we've got some great panels to walk you through them. One of our panels earlier in the day at 11 a.m. Eastern, 3 o'clock Universal Time, will be focused on really how to we've got a panel of CX professionals, a variety of industries, geographies, career levels, to talk about how to really blaze your career path, how to really sort of set those goals to figure out, how to reach the next step in your CX career. Following the 11 o'clock session, we'll come back here with a live stream to talk about the CX Impact Award winners. So the 2020 Impact Awards really honor those CX professionals that have made a measurable impact on their organizational CX programs over that past year. So we're looking forward to highlighting those success stories and celebrating really the best that our profession has to offer. At 2 p.m. Eastern is our second panel discussion. I'm so excited about this one because it's centered around lessons learned during the pandemic. So we've got, if you're able to join us live, you're going to hear from CX leaders at LinkedIn. You're going to hear from the United States government, the Department of Veterans Affairs. You're going to hear from Michelle Musgrove at AARP and Amy Shioji at Strategic Education, Inc. So, really the question there is, how did you help your organization navigate the realities of the pandemic? And then how did that inform your future planning as well? And then to take us home, we're looking into the future. And that future is artificial intelligence, and specifically augmented intelligence, and examining what is the role of augmented intelligence in driving a CX transformation. So we've convened an amazing panel of global CX pros to really talk about, how did CX get a seat at the table for deploying these tools, for getting buy-in. So, if those are questions that you're wondering about, we're hoping that you can join that panel as well. So when you join us live, you are going to have opportunities to interact with the panelists themselves. You're going to have opportunities to interact with other CX professionals. So, I would say that, these conversations are a critical part, something we're so excited about, but it doesn't end there. We'll also be featuring some compelling video content throughout the day, opportunities to hear some special welcomes from CX leaders, hear some career advice from CXPA's recognized training providers. We're excited about the global diversity and just really the CX successes that we're going to be highlighting on CX Day.
That's amazing. That global aspect is one of the things that is my favorite. But last year, you intersected those two. And I think one of the most memorable moments of last year was seeing the live notification of the Impact Award winners and seeing the reaction of Ian Stokel from Australia. His humbleness, is sharing about his team and his recognition of his colleagues in doing that. That was super cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait. And if you're interested in registering for these free panel discussions, we hope you'll visit us at cxday.org. get registered, and we're excited to see you on CX Day. And maybe Greg Melia will make an appearance on CX Day too. We hope so. But Greg, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Gabe. I appreciate you.
All right. So next up, we've got some fun surprises planned in the form of some really neat downloadable assets. We'll also have a robust social media presence on CX Day. So to talk about that, excited to welcome Joy Wedge, CXPA's marketing manager. Welcome, Joy.
Hi, how's it going?
Going great. So Joy, we've got some great stuff planned. What can you tell us about, some of the assets we have available this year for those of us who are going to be celebrating CX Day virtually?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm super excited about CXA this year and the downloadable assets that we have. One of them has been very popular this year. Virtual backgrounds have been really popular. So Gabe, I love the one that you have. It's really nice. I'm a little jealous. So I do want to share how our participants can access those. Um, if you are um, on cxday.org, you can go to the downloadable assets on the right of the screen on the third column here. There's two different sections. There's an additional section for the host downloadable resources as well. But for participants, the downloadable virtual backgrounds, you'll see here, there's all different types of themes and colors and um, something fun that you can, use to engage during the day, throughout the day with different virtual meetings you may have or gatherings. And what we would love to see? We would love to see you take a screenshot of you with your virtual background and post it to social media with the celebratory CX Day message. We would absolutely love that. You'll see our CX Day hashtag CX Day here in the corner as well. So that will be a fun and engaging activity to do throughout the day. So that's
Yeah,
one spot.
I love it as like a conversation starter too. Among your team members, or maybe those who aren't on your CX team, or maybe don't know what CX Day is all about. I love that as just a conversation starter.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. You could definitely start a conversation with these virtual backgrounds and maybe someone will ask you how to download it and you can tell them about cxday.org and the virtual backgrounds available there.
Yeah. Joy, that's awesome. So, definitely encourage folks who are watching right now to jump on cxday.org and download the virtual backgrounds. Check those out. Joy, tell me. I know we've got a lot planned on social media. So, what can the community expect from us in terms of our social presence on CX Day?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're not already following us on social, please join us. It's a wonderful, fun community to engage with. And we are on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So we want to welcome you if you're not already there. And if you're looking for us, these are the names that we have on each platform. So feel free to follow us, and then throughout the day, feel free to tag us as well in your social media post. So what you'll see when you visit our pages on CX Day, you'll see a ton of different video assets. You'll see videos starting at the very top of CX Day, actually. So you'll see global good morning videos. You'll see messages from your CX peers, and you'll see messages from people cheering you on and helping you celebrate the CX industry and helping everyone really celebrate the day. So I think that if you join us on social media, you'll see some really fun videos and you'll see some videos that give you some good advice. I will encourage you to again engage with us, and we are doing I think Gabe, you already mentioned we are doing a Impact Awards live
Yep.
on social as well. So feel free to tune into that. And then after the live, feel free to post a congratulatory message congratulating the winners of the Impact Award. So it'll be a ton of fun. It'll be a lot of activity, and I hope you will join us on social.
Yeah. And Joy, what hashtag should people follow if they're wanting to tweet or post a LinkedIn comment or just follow
Yeah,
CXDay?
so our hashtag is hashtag CXDay. And it's pretty simple and straightforward. So please use that so that we can see your fun posts as well.
All right. Fantastic. Joy, thank you so much for sharing these great resources. I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot of great CX virtual backgrounds this year.
Yes, me too.
All right. Thanks, Joy.
Thanks.
All right. So, really, one of the things that I love about CX Day, I've loved it before I worked for CXPA, love it this year, is that the local networks are really the background of the association. And I think no one knows that more than Derek Iverson, CXPA's membership community manager. So I want to welcome Derek to the stream. Hey, Derek.
Hey there, Gabe. Thanks for having me. And hello, everybody.
Absolutely. So Derek, give us an overview. I know there's some great stuff planned that the local networks have planned. So give us an overview of how are the networks around the globe celebrating CX Day in the climate that we're in the COVID-19 era. How are they celebrating?
Yeah, so, I'll certainly say that this is my fourth CX Day since I've been with CXPA and working with our local networks. And, because of the current climate, so many of our networking events this year have been virtual as our local volunteers try to keep their local communities engaged. And CX Day is certainly no exception. So, of course, in previous years, these networks have hosted these big, awesome, engaging, in-person CX Day events to celebrate the profession. But what's kind of cool about this year is that most of these events are now going to be online and are open for the world to participate in. So let's say you live in St. Paul, Minnesota, like me, there's nothing from stopping you from joining, for example, the Amsterdam network for their own CX Day event, or another CX Day event somewhere in like in the UAE. Of course, time zones, if it ends up working for your schedule, essentially, you're more than welcome to join anything that is happening all across the globe. So what's really special about CX Day 2020 is just how open and accessible it is for everybody to join what's happening all across the globe. And if you play your cards right and you manage your schedule, you can certainly turn CX Day into a full CX Day, a full day of just CX content.
Wow.
Yeah, it's super cool to see. So if you want to take a look at all of the events that have been planned by our networks, you can visit our webpage at cxday.org. We have the full event calendar right there. But if you go and check today, just know that we are getting more and more events submitted to us every day. So, and I'm sure that we will not have the full schedule for another few weeks or so, but keep on checking that calendar again for more virtual events that are happening, whether they're in your area or not in your area. And we hope to see you there.
Yeah, Derek, I mean, that's a great point about being able to join, a global celebration because, I find that being able, it's great to join things that are local in my area. Love it. It's wonderful for networking, but to really have that feeling of community, I would just encourage anyone to join one of those global sessions where, regardless of where you are. I think that's one of the really neat things about this community.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've received feedback from many of our volunteer event planners as well with our CXPA networks that have expressed how much they love seeing people dial in from other parts of the world. It just further, as you had said, it cements that feeling of connection and that feeling of community. And that really, no matter where you are in the world, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
So yes, there's absolutely no volunteer that would not want you to join wherever you are in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, great. Derek, that's fantastic. I know we're simpatico in our excitement for what our networks are going to be pulling off this year.
Yes,
great.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us. So We've got a lot of great things planned this year. You can visit us at cxday.org to register for any of our local events, to download the virtual backgrounds, follow us, #CXDay on social media to join in the celebration. So on behalf of the CXPA staff team, we're so excited to celebrate with you virtually and make this the best day yet. Until then, we're wishing you good health and happy and engaged customers and employees. So take care, everyone.